Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you might be closer to financial independence than you think. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can actually get to financial independence. So I speak to a lot of people that earn a decent salary and that have a decent amount saved as well that they want to use to actually invest in property. So this could be 30, 40, 50,000 pounds that they've been able to save. And also they're on a decent salary as well. So 35, 45, 50K. And what I've found is that momentum can carry you forward. And if this resonates with you, so you are someone with a good amount of savings and a decent salary, you can actually get on a path where you get to financial independence in a few years if you're strategic and you're smart. So what do you actually have to do? So if you are looking to invest in property, and this is a property channel, you want to make sure that you deploy those funds into a good cash flow asset. So let's say now, for example, you're earning £2,500 after tax, after all the deductibles, and you've got £40,000 saved. So with that, you can now look to invest in areas with good yields. Again, I mentioned up north, there's a lot of cities, a lot of towns such as Sheffield, Leeds, where you can find these type of properties. And you find a property that gives you a 12% ROI on your £40,000 investment. So what this will mean is you're making £4,800 every single year from this investment property. And that gives you an extra £400 every month. So if your salary after all deductibles is £2,500, you're going to have expenses. Now, a lot of times your expenses will be lower than your salary, especially if you budget accordingly. So for argument's sake, let's say your expenses £1,900 and you're saving about £600 every single month. Well, now you've added that £400 on to your salary. Now you can actually save not £600 every month, but £1,000 every month. So you're saving £1,000 every month. And by the end of 2 years, you've got £24,000 to your name. And again, you can actually buy another property with this. So you can buy property with £24,000 in cities like Grimsby, for example, which give a really good return on your investment. If you were able to save a little bit more, you may have £30,000 or a little bit more that you can actually now deploy again in 2 years' time. So you do the same thing again. So let's say you've got £30,000 now after 2 years. And again, you deploy it into cash flow asset with 12% ROI. So 12% ROI is a good ROI, but it's not impossible to find. That will now give you £300 every single month, additional to what you then had. If everything stayed consistent, your salary, the rents and profits and everything, now you've gone from making £2,500 to £3,200 when you add on the £400 you've made every single month from your first property and the £300 now you've made from your second property. Now you can save £1,300 every single month. And now you've got £31,200 after another 2 years that you can then deploy into a good cash flow asset as well. That should then also add it onto your income. You can already see here now, you buy your first property, you made £400 every single month, with the initial savings that you had, you then use that, add it onto the income, you're able to save more, and then you're able to go again and again and again. And if you do this, you can actually get closer to your financial independence number. Now, let's say with that £31,200, for simplicity, you're able to make just under 12% ROI on that as well. So again, that brings you £3,600. And again, you add that £300 onto your investment. So you can see here, you've actually added £1,000 every single month to your income. And if your expenses at £1,900, you've already covered over 50% of your expenses by investing in property. And this is just one means to be able to actually make income outside of your job to actually cover your expenses. You can then also look at other strategies as well within property. You can look at potentially HMOs, which can give you a higher cash flow. However, again, there you have to understand there's legislation, there's rules that you want to be aware of, local licensing rules as well. You can also look at lower barriers to entry strategies as well, like rent to rent and dual sourcing. So you can do this on the side with your buying and investing in properties. You can Airbnb out properties as well, make higher cash flow that way. You can Airbnb out rooms in properties like I do to again boost cash flow. When you're doing that, buying investment properties and then also being quite creative as well, in a few years you can get to a place where actually you can replace either all your expenses or a substantial chunk of it. However, it just requires planning, budgeting, and ensuring you've got a roadmap that you're following as well. So hopefully this short video has helped you understand how you can actually get to a place where you are financially independent, where you've got enough income coming in outside of your job so that you can get to a place where actually it's up to you and it's an option if you actually want to work in your job or not. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, and if you found value from this video or any other video on this channel, then do subscribe as well. And until next time, happy investing.